Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Minggu ini Cerita Orang Muda kembali lagi, kali ini dengan satu lagi topik yang popular pada tahun lepas dan dijangka akan terus menjadi popular pada tahun ini. Dan ia juga ada kena-mengena dengan rencana yang saya pakai pada hari ini, iaitu Perlembagaan 101. Dan bersama dengan saya pada hari ini ialah Cik Firdaus Husni. Okey, beliau merupakan pengerusi ataupun pengerusi Jawatankuasa Perlembagaan Persekutuan. Jadi Firdaus, kita orang Malaysia ni macam tak semua orang lawyer dan tak semua ada bar council. Jadi boleh tak Firdaus cerita sedikit tentang Jawatankuasa Perlembagaan ni? Is it only for lawyers ataupun dia dibuka juga kepada orang ramai ataupun macam mana?
Okey, Jawatankuasa Undang-Undang Perlembagaan ni ditubuhkan oleh Bar Council, Majlis Peguam pada bulan Mac 2009.
Okey.
Ya. And on November 2009 kita lancarkan kempen perlembagaan kurang.
Okay.
Anyway, back to the committee. Jawatankuasa ni, menariknya mengenai Jawatankuasa ni, walaupun badan peguam hanya peguam saja yang boleh menjadi ahli, ya. Tapi menariknya berkenaan dengan Jawatankuasa ni, it has an open membership. Penyertaan dia terbuka. Jadi siapa-siapa saja, tak kisahlah sama ada dia peguam atau bukan peguam, boleh menjadi ahli.
Jadi so far sekarang ni, kalau dalam ahli-ahli yang dalam dalam perlembagaan Jawatankuasa Perlembagaan ni, siapa yang kalau Firdaus ada ingatlah sikit yang bukan lawyer tapi dia join juga? Okay,
for now we have about 300 members. Yes. 300 members from all walks of life and different professions. We have, as far as I can remember at the top of my head, we have besides the lawyers, we have students, of course the chambering students, and then when I say students, it doesn't just mean law students, even students from other courses also, and also of course academicians. Yeah. Prof. Syed Salim Faruqi is also a member. Dr. Azmi Sharum is also a member. Yeah. Prof. Aziz Bari also a member. And then we have members of the media, activists. In fact, people from other professions are also members of the committee.
Okay, jadi tadi Firdaus ada cerita lepas sahaja ditubuhkan pada bulan Mac, bulan 11 lepas tu ada dilancarkan kempen MyConstitution.
Ya, betul.
Jadi jadi apa sebenarnya kempen MyConstitution ni? Apa yang Bar Council cuba nak tunjukkan kepada masyarakat tentang kempen MyConstitution?
Okay. Well, that's good questions, and why I say that was because back in 2009, even I know just now, in your introduction you mentioned 2014 is is a year where all of these constitutional issues are being discussed, kan? But back then in 2009, even then we actually see that there is slowly a growing interest, among the members of the public berkenaan dengan isu-isu perlembagaan. So we feel that there is a need for the Bar Council to assist and accommodate this growing interest. Hence, we come up with kempen Perlembagaan in November 2009. And of course, what is the purpose? The actual purpose of kempen Perlembagaan is to basically to assist, like I said earlier, and also untuk lebih lagi meningkatkan kesedaran masyarakat berkenaan dengan Perlembagaan Persekutuan. Apa itu Perlembagaan Persekutuan? Kenapa kita tahu kena tahu berkenaan dengan Perlembagaan Persekutuan? Apa ada dalam Perlembagaan Persekutuan? Yeah? And more often than not, we always read about issues and articles, statements by the ministers, and politicians and activists about isu-isu perlembagaan, kan? But and then there were times when you can see that the interpretation seems a bit wrong. But what we are trying to do here is to leave the interpretation to the public.
Okay. Jadi dalam kempen tu, of course kalau kita dengar kempen, kalau setakat workshop apa mesti orang macam bosan. So it would be impossible for you guys to get like 300 macam members. So apa dia punya, orang kata apa, tarikan ataupun apa produk yang ditunjukkan oleh dalam kempen ni untuk menarik orang muda?
I see. Well, I think kempen mana-mana pun lah, especially a social campaign like this, right? It's the challenge is trying to push it to the public, and then satu cabaran kat sini adalah macam mana kita nak ketengahkan kepada masyarakat bahawa isu perlembagaan ni adalah isu penting yang masyarakat perlu tahu. It is a challenge, it's an abstract concept, kan? So of course we have to be creative lah, and like you say, if it's just talk atau forum macam bosan, kan? So yes, we do workshop, and we make sure that workshop is an interactive module where it's not just us talking, but the participants themselves will have to present and discuss. And then only we come in by, concluding what has been discussed. So that is one. And besides from that, we also come up with a booklet.
Okay. So boleh tunjuk. Oh,
yes.
okay. So
I have the booklets here. Anyway, we have all of it 9 series.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called the Rakyat Guides, or in bahasa buku panduan rakyat.
Okay.
So what is it that we try to do through this buku panduan rakyat is to basically simplify the contents of the Federal Constitution, put it in a very easy to understand language, but of course the danger kalau kita ringkaskan sangat ni nanti takut lari pula kan, lari pula maksud dia. Jadi to ensure that there is no mana-mana interpretasi ke ataupun mana-mana penerangan yang lari daripada maksud sebenar, kita rujuk ringkasan-ringkasan. Bila kita dah buat draft ni, kita bawa draft-draft ni kepada kita punya pakar perlembagaan lah, seperti macam saya sebut tadi, Prof. Syed Salim Faruqi, Dr. Azmin Sharum. Kita bawa pada mereka for them to see, go through the vetting process, and then only kita finalize lah.
Jadi dalam untuk perlembagaan pun ni, Rakyat Guides ni dia ada berapa bahasa dia? Ada bahasa Inggeris?
We have English of course, and then bahasa Melayu. And also we have the in Mandarin language.
Oh, okay. Mandarin pun dah ada dah sekarang ni. Okay. So dan saya difahamkan ada mobile apps untuk MyConstitution ni juga.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Before that, selain daripada buku panduan rakyat, we also came up with short videos. Yeah, short videos. As I've mentioned earlier, for the buku panduan rakyat, we've actually identified 9 main themes. 9 main themes. So contohnya introduction, and then of course separation of power, and then just a special one on judiciary, on executive, on parliament, and so on and so forth. So using the same themes also, we come up with 9 short videos. It's like 1 or 2 minutes at most. So that people who is a bit lazy to read can actually understand the concept through those short videos. So, and then yes, as you mentioned just now, quite recently, last year, last year September, we've actually launched our smartphone apps on MyConstitution for Android and iPhone users.
Okay. So sekarang ni maknanya orang kata apa, Federal Constitution atau perlembagaan ni dah boleh diakses oleh orang ramai, bukan saja setakat untuk orang kata apa yang ada background law ke apa, tapi orang biasa pun boleh juga.
Because that is actually the aim of the campaign.
I see.
Because we're trying to tell people it's not just for lawyers to understand, but it's for you as rakyat to also understand.
Tapi tadi Firdaus kata dia tak nak make sure macam orang ramai tahu. That's the aim of the campaign. Tapi pada tahun 2014 kalau kita tengok macam tadi saya cakap, perlembagaan jadi satu topik yang sangat hangat dekat Malaysia, dan semua orang out of sudden semua macam ada knowledge about constitution, semua orang boleh bagi pendapat, semua jadi pakar. So ada juga yang kata berlaku salah tafsir perlembagaan, ada yang kata apa yang orang ni buat tak ikut peruntukan dalam perlembagaan dan sebagainya. Jadi orang kata apa, adakah aim kempen tu macam tak tercapai ke apa, sebab masih lagi ada berlaku salah tafsir tu? Apa komen Firdaus?
Well, I choose to look at it as a glass half full, in the sense that the very reason why you think yang 2014 ni topik ni jadi topik hangat was because more and more people are now very interested to know about it, and more people are now aware that these are issues that they should know, these are issues that they should also take position in. So isu-isu perlembagaan ni daripada from the time Perlembagaan Persekutuan ada 1957 lagi dah ada isu-isu kan. Cuma 2014 ni kita nampak macam that's all you see in the media. It was because the media only publishes things if readers want to read it, right? And more of those issues are being highlighted because sekarang ramai lagi orang dah tahu, at least even though they're not the full concept lah, tapi dah faham sikit-sikit. And then mereka nak tahu lebih lagi berkenaan dengan isu-isu perlembagaan. That is why we see that 2014 ni perlembagaan jadi topik hangat. So I see that as a positive thing.
I see. Okay, so sebab that's one thing. And then another thing is because of orang kata sebab macam tadi Firdaus cakap, komiti ni ditubuhkan oleh Bar Council. So apparently kempen ni pun digerakkan oleh Bar Council. Tapi masalah sekarang ni ada dekat masyarakat, dia ada satu tanggapan kata Bar Council ni they are not independent, they are not impartial, because it seems like they always criticize the government and take one-sided punya approach or position apa. So pada Firdaus tu what's your comment on that? Adakah itu menjejaskan you punya kempen ataupun it give like a bad reputation? to my constituency?
Well, as regards to your questions, you say adakah itu menjejarkan reputasi? Yes. Adakah itu menjejarkan kempen? Pun ya juga.
Okay.
And in what way? You know, usually that is my observation, my personal observation to our Malaysian society. Like, we always quick to label.
Okay.
We are always quick to judge, kan?
True.
So bila kita dah label, oh, kempen ni, bar council ni pro opposition. And then once you label, you just stop to listen. So in that way, yes, it affected our campaign because people don't want to collaborate with us once they know that that's
you
the
dah macam
bar council
associate dengan
program
pembangkang apa
ni.
semua.
Pembangkang. No. So there have been instances where that was not an issue, but there have been instances where that had become a barrier for us to further spread the cause of the campaign. Anyway, as to what I think about that assumption, I think, of course, firstly, that is a very, very wrong assumption lah. And a very lazy stereotyping because you don't want to deal with the merits of that view. So what do you call that? The way we see here is that bar council, at the end of the day, what it seeks to do is to uphold the cause of justice, and also to assist the public. And how we do that, among others, among other methods, through this campaign.
So, salah satu juga penyumbang kepada famousnya Perlembagaan Persekutuan tahun lepas adalah disebabkan adanya Akta Hasutan. Yang dah wujud sepanjang tahun 1948, tapi tahun lepas jadi famous sebab ramai sangat orang kena tangkap, termasuk lawyer-lawyer juga yang kena, kan. Jadi saya ada baca juga dalam buku George Orwell's 1984, dia punya book title 1984. It says that yang famous Big Brother tu, kan. So dia kata the way dia nak tukar fikiran rakyat ialah by saying that orthodoxy is by having people not thinking, and orang kata dia tak conscious apa semua. Jadi adakah Firdaus rasa macam Akta Hasutan ni ada tak kena mengena dengan that kind of thing? Adakah ia bercanggah dengan perlembagaan, ataupun ada juga kata it's still selari dengan perlembagaan? What do you think about that?
Okay, well, there are a lot of angles to your questions. Now, if I can try to address it one by one, I think Akta Hasutan, if you ask me personally, adakah dia bercanggah dengan Perlembagaan Persekutuan? My personal answer is yes. Dia bercanggah dengan Perlembagaan Persekutuan. In what way bercanggah? If you look under the Akta Hasutan, dia kata tujuan Akta Hasutan adalah untuk menghalang diskusi sebarang perkara yang menghasut atau boleh menghasut. Now, if you look at that tujuan pun dah ada masalahnya. Bukan sekadar perkara yang masuk, perkara yang boleh menghasut pun masalah juga.
Maknanya tak jadi pun boleh kena juga.
Yang if somebody thinks that boleh menghasut, then also you get into trouble. And your niat is not at all a consideration. And of course, the truth of what you said is also not a consideration. So that is very, very dangerous. And it makes the your exercise of freedom of speech as guaranteed under the Federal Constitution, it makes such exercise impossible.
I see.
So, of course, to me, it is unconstitutional.
Okay, so ini soalan terakhir dan juga soalan bonus untuk Firdaus. Katakanlah anda katakan esok anda diberi kuasa untuk meminda ataupun nak tambah ataupun nak buang apa-apa dalam peruntukan perlembagaan, what would be the provision yang you rasa you nak tukar, ataupun you rasa macam ni tak payahlah, ataupun rasa ni patut kena tambah ni, so I nak tambah.
Cabar soalan tu.
So apa dia punya peruntukan yang you rasa you nak tambah ke, nak buang ke?
I few provisions in mind.
Just satu benda yang kalau you dapat tukar satu lah.
Tukar? I wouldn't say tukar.
Ataupun nak tambah ke?
If I can point out one provision, constitutional provisions, and I'm pretty sure this is very controversial, it would be Article 153. Artikel 153 berkenaan dengan kuota untuk golongan Melayu dan juga native for Sabah dan Sarawak. Now, yes, we have Article 153 in the Constitution, but at the Reid Commission stage, back then in 1956, right? 1956, Reid Commission says, okay, we are foreseeing there's a problem if you want to withdraw it immediately, kan? So I understand that it will be chaotic, but the Reid Commission also say we suggest within 15 years kita patut review balik 153 ni, and then publish a report, present it to the Parliament, and then the Parliament will decide whether to retain, to reduce, or to discontinue.
So ada tak report tu?
No. 15 years is up 1972.
True.
There was no report. And it's not, now it's more than 15 years, it's more than 50 years.
Yep.
We have yet to see the report. You know, our society has evolved, time has changed. And I think that is, you know, it's high time that we should call for that report.
So are you saying that we need that report?
Yeah.
Or are you saying that we need to change, or maybe we need to do some amendments with
Well,
regard to
okay,
the provision?
I'm not going to state my position whether it should be retained or
Okay.
review or reduce
Alright.
or discontinue. What I'm saying is, let's come up with that report, do a proper study, and then we can properly decide whether or not we still need Article 153.
And if you think that the report should be patut dibuat,
Yes.
so what would be the main features? Sebab kadang-kadang biasalah kita dah banyak, Malaysia ni dah banyak sangat report. Okay, macam tahun lepas kita ada report, whatever report lah, RCI punya report ke apa, tapi orang macam, apa ni report RCI pun macam, orang kata apa, still macam adalah masalah dari segi transparency ke apa. So if you ada peluang untuk buat that, orang kata apa, nak buat report apa, what would be the way ataupun
Well,
cara
of
dia?
course, the main feature is that that report, it has to be independently conducted.
Okay.
You know, the study.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can come up with, you know, an independent commission, or maybe even a committee within the Parliament institution. Whatever it is, as long as you can ensure that it is independent, that it will take into account the wishes of all Malaysians, not just the selected few, then that is good enough for me already.
I see. Okay, so terima kasih Firdaus untuk
Sama-sama.
satu perkongsian yang pada saya sangat interaktif, yang sangat informatif untuk semua penonton. Jadi sekali lagi terima kasih, dan jangan lupa untuk orang kata apa, beli Rakyat Guides ni.
Yes.
Dan
Only
juga
RM6 je.
okey, RM6 you boleh dapat satu cerita terus pasal perlembagaan, dan juga boleh download mobile apps MyConstitution. Dan anda juga boleh melayari laman web perlembagaanku.com.my, juga ada di Facebook, YouTube, Twitter dan juga Instagram. Oh, diorang ni semua ada kat social media. Dan juga ada email sekali kalau ada apa-apa pertanyaan ke, macam mana nak join ke, ada apa-apa nearest activity ke apa, boleh dekat perlembagaanku@gmail.com.
Yes, correct.
Okey, so kita berjumpa lagi minggu hadapan dengan topik tentang GST dan buku, dan pada minggu depan kita akan bersama dengan seorang lagi tetamu istimewa. Dan kalau nak tahu siapa tetamu istimewa tu, kita tunggu minggu depan. Sekian, terima kasih.